Hi everybody, my name is John Hill. I'm Interim Exploration Manager at Lavras Gold, and today I'm just going to discuss briefly some exciting new results that we're reporting today for our Caneleira target from where we resumed drilling late last year as part of our diversified strategy, focusing on the development of our flagship project, Butiá-Fazenda, and leveraging our position as a strategic landholder of 23,000 hectares across the Lavras to Sul igneous complex in southern Brazil. The results at Caneleira itself is some 2 kilometers directly north of Butiá-Fazenda. It's a target that was drilled going back to our predecessor, Lavras Gold, where they drilled a series of holes that had some positive results back in the day. And in the process of reviewing that, we saw its potential for expansion. And late last year, we rolled out some drilling to really try to expand the footprint of that particular project, where there's a very large, probably the largest golden soil anomaly in the Lavras igneous complex at greater than 50 ppb. It covers a very large area, and we have several targets that have some drilling in the footprint of that. But based on our experiences at Fazenda and Butiá, we have learned a lot, and we thought that we could expand that particular project. And in particular, it also adds to our sort of idea that this is a district play, and that following on from Fazenda and Butiá, we plan to demonstrate through the drill bit the upside potential of this district size play. As I said earlier, 23,000 hectares. But to get to the exciting drill results, our hole 16, which was drilled late last year, has intercepted the best intercept ever reported at Lavras, 21.66 grams per ton over 15 meters. This is a drilled width, starting from 131 meters down the hole, which is approximately 100 meters vertically below surface. Within this 15-meter interval, there's a very high-grade section of 6 meters grading 52 grams per ton, and actually includes a 2-meter sub-interval grading 132.9 grams per ton. So this is very exciting. Despite the fact that we've seen visible gold in the core, we've seen very intense alteration and an overriding north-northeast structural control supported by surface geochemistry, a large footprint, as I mentioned earlier. And we're also seeing in the area something that we've learned is that the alteration associated with these systems has led to recessive topography. So we can use that simple correlation between soil geochemistry and recessive topography to help us with our targeting and vectoring into our mineralization. The other interesting thing is, to date, Lavras has sort of been, it's an intrusive related system, alkalic, and the intercepts that we've seen at Butiá-Fazenda have generally been 1 to 2 grams over very wide widths, up to 300 meters, even beyond 300 meters. And so people have been really seeing that as typical of Lavras. But this intersection shows that there are other styles of mineralization that can be exceedingly better than that. 15 meters of 20 grams a ton is a very good result, and shows that high grades are part and parcel of the styles of mineralization that we're building on at Lavras. So it sort of changes the dial for us in many respects, that we continue to find these very wide intercepts between 1 and 2 grams per ton, but we also have the potential when we reduce the drill spacing, when we hone in on the higher grade targets related to structure, and the focus points of the hydrothermal systems, we can get these bonanza type grades. And that's really a message that this particular intercept should be telling, that we are telling to the market now, in that we really do believe that the Lavras complex itself, the 23,000 hectares, is going to be host to a very promising exploration pipeline. And as we develop our flagship Butiá-Fazenda deposit, we're going to leverage that across the entire, our knowledge from that across the entire tenement package, prioritizing our targets, and with the drill bit adding value as that process proceeds over the next year or two, and probably beyond. Next steps really is to follow up this intercept. We've done several step out holes already where we've seen interesting intervals of alterations and visible gold, as you'll see in the press release that accompanies this video. And also our plan is to step out further in as we get vectors from the drilling, our evaluation of the intercepts that we've got to date, reviewing the geochemistry on surface, our remote sensing and geophysical data sets, and obviously the recessive topography that I mentioned earlier. All this will be going on in parallel with the permitting process that we've commenced at Fazenda Butiá, and obviously with that dual strategy, we hope to see Lavras go from strength to strength with a increasing endowment and inventory across the portfolio. Thank you very much.